be a star, sell out concert tickets. A mansion in a Hollywood subdivision. You get the fame on the one condition. You get copied at the cloning center.
Dragon Sword Alchemy here for a quick update. Most of you probably heard about cloning and genetic manipulation by now, and especially with the flat earth and Mandela effects, I've heard about cloning a little bit more recently, but just in case you haven't already, I want to point out that it's not too far-fetched. I really don't see the purpose of like the celebrity cloning besides sheer greed and maybe taking control of a person's image if they decide to bail on your agenda. You can always have the same thing, but here's something really interesting, and that's more dealing with like alchemy in a way. Chimeras. Those of you in alchemy and know alchemy lore have heard of chimeras before. Look at this. Human animal chimeras are gestating on U.S. research farms. This is an MIT Technology Review article. It goes through basically telling how they've been growing various organs and human tissues, basically stem cells in animals and hybrids. And this has been going on for years, and we've all known about this, but now that it's hitting like mainstream, telling us that they are gestating human tissue and animals on farms, calling them chimeras. That is a really interesting there. And most of you know, or may come to a surprise, when you were younger, the government got your DNA. And they even say this. Look at this. The government owns your DNA. It's a Newsweek article. As you go through, you're like, they would gather your DNA, from a heel prick with the blood spot, doing like the baby's first test when they are doing those pre-screenings to see if you have any conditions when you're a newborn in the hospital. And started back in the 60s and 70s and became mandatory in like around 2008. But this has been going on forever. They would test you and get your DNA, and that blood sample would go to a lab, and then some would claim it's anonymous, but it gets mixed around and sold to third parties, and they can do who knows what. So if they have your DNA already since birth, for all we know, they can already have a clone or a replica of you, or just use you to be creating creatures and hybrids and like ordered beings for their own sick purposes. Who knows what they're doing? And these are mainstream articles. This one's CNN. The government has your baby's DNA. This goes over a mother who is angry that they had their daughter's DNA without asking for their consent. They probably would have let it happen anyway, but the fact that they didn't have their permission, and it was an oversight for some of these stories because it's so routine, they take your DNA. They take your DNA at birth. I think that's pretty out of control. And the fact that they do that and they have these DNA databanks is kind of ridiculous. And it's not too far-fetched. Most of you, when you think of cloning, you probably think of Dolly the sheep. But cloning's been going on since the 1800s when they cloned a sea urchin. Here's another article from IO9. You're going to go through and you can see that Hans Drex, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, but he was cloning sea urchins and dividing their cells and mixing with that in the 1800s. And then they're doing stuff in the 1900s. So you're telling me if they were cloning back in the 1800s, here he is right here. You can see right here he's also credited for performing the first cloning of animals in the 1880s. If they were cloning in the 1880s and we're in the year 2016, I think it's pretty obvious that they could be cloning. How far are they cloning? What's the purpose? What's the reason? I'm not too sure on that. I have a few theories. But let me know in the comments below. I really want to know. I don't really want to dive too far on that crazy train, but it's definitely interesting topic and more than feasible that could be going on. So let me know what you think and what you know about cloning. The best areas to look when it comes to these conspiracies. Is there a perfect flat earth cloning tie-in? Does it really make sense? The government already owns the DNA, so why couldn't they clone you? Do they even need to take you to a cloning center? Do you have to be a celebrity? Is it just for control, monitoring? Are they doing like voodoo type tricks with your DNA? Are they reading through your ancestry like some Assassin's Creed video game. Who knows? Let me know what you think. And like I said, if they've been cloning since the 1800s and that's what they release to the public, what do you think they're doing in Black Ops? They're letting you know that their human animal chimeras are gestating on U.S. research farms. And chimeras is something in alchemic lore and even Greek mythology. So let me know what you think. Keep it locked here on Dragonstar Alchemy for more quick alchemic and flat earth updates. Coming up, I'll be presenting some interesting facts and theories from the world according to my point of view and what I've realized over the years. This was just a quick update because I was running out of time and I wanted to put a video up, and I figured this cloning stuff was pretty interesting. So, see you next time. Peace.